Hey, what's up, everybody? Mr. Alice here, and welcome to episode 2 of Adventures in a City. So this is a series I just started. So real quick, if you guys missed the first episode, I'm gonna put a link in the description for you guys. That's the introduction. So if you don't have an idea of what the series is about or want to know more about it, I explained it in episode 1. So I'll put a link in the description for you guys. And also, one more thing: if you hear birds again in the background, that's because there's birds chirping outside my window, and my computer's by the window. So, thumbs up for birds. So let's get started real quick. Also, first I'll talk about the gameplay, and then I'll go into the topic. So for this gameplay, I start off with the MK14 with the red dot sight, and in this lobby, I'm playing against noobs. Right here I think I'm Prestige 9, but the other team, I just got lucky, and most of them are beginners and noobs. So I start off with the MK14, and then later on switched to the ACR. I don't think I'll do so good with the MK14 for some reason in this match. But right here, I pick up a CM9, I believe it is. And I never used this gun, so what I was trying to do is just blow up that car because I thought somebody was hiding behind it. And when I come back around this area, I get caught in a gunfight, and I manage losing it. I stun the guy, but he just shoots and kills me while he was blinded. But later on, I do switch to the ACR, and I go through my kill streaks, most of them twice, and I get the final kill. Okay, now into the topic. So this is Adventures in the City, episode 2. The topic for this one's going to be neighborhoods. So, like I said, I live in Chicago, and we're going to talk about neighborhoods. So, we all know there's tons of neighborhoods in Chicago. Well, I know at least. And I'll talk about my neighborhood, which one I live in it, and I have a pretty cool story about it. So just a couple of neighborhoods in Chicago that pop into my mind, and the ones that are the more fairly popular ones. Of course, we all know Wrigleyville. That's where the Chicago Cubs play. Hopefully they do good this year as opposed to last year. But the bright side of them doing pretty shitty is I get to get tickets for cheap. I'll get those high nosebleed section tickets for like $5, $10, and then I end up sitting down in the bottom. For people who paid $30, sucks for them, but I'll take the steal. That's Wrigleyville it's a pretty it's a small little neighborhood, but there's tons of bars. It gets pretty wild, especially during Cubs games, and I can't wait for baseball season to start. The people there, are pretty chill, laid back. Of course, our rival team is the White Sox, which is the South Side neighborhood. I've only been to one Sox game, and there's not much down by that area and by their stadium. There isn't as many bars as there is in Wrigleyville, and it's just mainly highway. And so I'd rather go to neighborhood. I also live on the north side of Chicago, so I'm only about like a 15 minute walk to Wrigleyville. So whenever I go out on a weekend or something, it'll probably be around Wrigleyville. Another cool neighborhood in Chicago is called Wicker Park, and that area is kind of more of like a hipster area. Pretty laid back people there, pretty chilled out. Lots of bars around there. It's pretty cheap also compared to Wrigleyville. I pay like $5, $6 for a beer at Wrigleyville. If I want to get like a Red Bull and vodka or something like that, it's like $10, $8. But down in Wicker Park, they seem to have more specials on drinks. So if you're ever to go to the city, Wicker Park's a pretty cool area to go. There's always festivals going on during the summer, and those get pretty wild. Like this past summer, I went to one of the Wicker Park festivals, and one of the stages they had dubstep music going on, so everybody's all like drugged out and dancing to dubstep. And it was hot, and I was watching, and some guy was just sweating his ass off, just dancing to this music. I don't mind dubstep, but there's only so much I can handle, especially when there's crazies dancing everywhere. So Wicker Park is another cool neighborhood in the city. Of course, there's downtown. There's the Loop. That's everybody knows the Loop. It's pretty crazy down there during the busy peak hours of work. Cars going left to right, pedestrians crossing the street not watching. So of course accidents could happen, but we always have somebody directing traffic during the peak time hours. So the Loop is I stay away from there during the week. I don't go out there that way that much. I work in the Loop, But if I don't go out, whenever I go out with friends, the Loop is not my first choice because it's pretty pricey over there. And I'm a cheap dude. As you can see, I recorded with the Roxio capture card and not a HD PVR. That's because I'm cheap. Maybe I'll get one later, but I'm a cheap dude, so I'd rather just go somewhere where I could get a $3 drink. I pay Miller Lite. I'll get a Miller Lite for like $3, while downtown it'll be like $7 for the same drink. So I'd rather just stay in a cheaper neighborhood. So another cool neighborhood is my neighborhood. I would talk about my neighborhood. My neighborhood is, you guys are going to like this. I live in a neighborhood called Lakeview. Well, some refer it as Boys Town. That's another neighborhood where I live in Chicago. It's called, they call it Boys Town, and obviously it's Boys. I'm sure there's other Boys Towns in different cities. But it's just a gay neighborhood. So I'm like 1 block away from that neighborhood, so that some people consider me living in Boys Town. And it's, people, I don't mind. I have nothing against gays. I have friends that are gay. They're cool people. They're cool dudes. I like them all. No homo. But they're just fun to hang out with. I've been to bars in that area. I just do my own thing, and they know if you're gay or not. Well, sometimes they do. So here's my story for this episode. I love Chipotle. There's a Chipotle in my neighborhood by Boys Town, and I go there all the time. Well, one time I was sitting there eating my burrito or burrito bowl, doing it with barbacoa, double mild. I'm a pussy. I don't do that hot stuff. And there was this guy and a girl sitting there eating their food. And so, I noticed the guy and the girl, so I'm like, oh, the boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. So I'm eating, and then they leave. The girl comes back, and she taps me on the shoulder, and she goes, excuse me, are you single? I'm like, oh, why do you ask? And she goes, oh, my friend thinks they're cute. I was like, wait, what? And so the dude thought I was cute, and my response to her was like, oh, I'm not gay. She's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Take it as a compliment. And I was just like, oh, okay, and yeah, I guess I was looking pretty gay that day or something. But yeah, that's my story. It happens, and I found it funny. It didn't bother me at all. But the video is going to come up to an end here. So let me know about your neighborhood. Go ahead and leave comments. Also, if you want to send me a message, if you have a cool story, go ahead and send me one, and I'll read it in the next episode. My name is Mr. Atlas, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date. Later. Bye.